sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yes, exactly. Is there another application that you do that you haven't heard yet?
Not yet, no, that's really not a problem.
Okay.
But I find that it saves me, but you do it on the go, it's just copy, paste, and it's there, so it's
That's a really, really good application. Who else?
Once we had a different timeline, sort of like the Joe Stone scenario, right? It was like defined timelines. So instead of making up just one client card, we put all the client cards in whatever stage you're at, and then you can easily just open up and see where they're at. So if I have like 10 people that I need to prepare for listings, these are the 10 people I need to prepare. And then here's the ones that I've seen, but not listed yet. And then the next stage would be how to prepare for the listing appointment checklist, after appointment, between listed and sold, between sold and closed, and then now closed and moved out. So I just moved the card along.
Right, okay.
And that way, when I open up the card though, it has all those checklists and do its sign to. And then you like you said, you can put a date on it, so when the due dates are. So if it's like 2 days before the waivers are due, you get a reminder, hey, make sure about the waivers, or a phone call to make sure that they set the lawyer appointment for when they, the lawyer got the paperwork.
Yeah.
And things like that. So we just do that a little bit differently. But the other thing we do is we're still implementing this. We just did all these checklists in the last 2 weeks. Just put little flags and stickers. So if they're a referral from the STAR group or if they're a referral from a client, put a different color stickers. So you just at a glance you can see what your source of business is.
And I know we showed them last year. Does anybody want Gord to show the stickers? Like, do you want to plug in your computer and just kind of show that? No?
How will we do it next time?
All right.
Well, we have it here.
You can show the stickers.
Yeah, so it's all, I'm going to take you through it.
Yeah,
You're getting some great ideas.
But the stickers are awesome.
So what this is proving to me is that a number of us are using it very effectively, but yet I've got a whole bunch of ideas just listening to you. And I will share some of the other tools that I've discovered, and it's almost endless. You can just keep adding, and I'm going to show you. The free was great, but for $5 a month, you get gold. And gold introduces you to a whole bunch of other things, and they're called power-ups. But we're thinking, Laura and I, that if we get STAR committed to sharing, and we create a STAR board for us to share these templates, we'll go for the business version. It's $10 a month, shared, it's all US dollars, of course. We're not sure if we can share it with everybody. We're still trying to figure that out. But then you get unlimited everything. And the sky's the limit. I'm going to show you what this thing can do. It's basically a system. And now everything talks to everything. So if you're using, and I know that Marg uses Zapier, it'll talk to Zapier. I mean, I can have, and I haven't quite figured this out because Top Producer is so archaic, but if Top Producer could accept the leads, I could have them on here. Zapier would automatically put the lead into my Top Producer. But there are other CRMs that you can do that. So it's a point where you just have to do one thing and it auto-populates everywhere, but it's controlled from Trello. So the $5 a month is, or the $10 a month is irrelevant for what it can do.
So one account or $10 each?
Well, that's what we're trying to establish. It could be that, I'm not sure, because I've got so many boards, if we create a STAR, whether it's STAR to pay, STAR doesn't need, STAR perhaps needs, no, STAR doesn't even need more than the free, because in the free version you're allowed one power-up. So let me show you what a power-up is first, just as a place to go, and then I'll come back and show you some samples of what I've done. And I having watched a couple of trainers in Trello, some of them awful, some of them great, I picked up some really good ideas that I'm now going to be changing my boards into to make me more organized. So let's just go to one of the boards that's for my little construction team, because it's very simple. So these are addresses where we're doing renos or work. But the main power-up that I've got on this one is called Calendar. If I click on Calendar, it shows me the jobs on the calendar. Exactly, and this to me is amazing, because all of a sudden, you're looking at all of those due dates, and they appear on one place. Now, as far as I know, you can only do it per board. You can't cross-contaminate the boards yet. I don't know, but there may be an app for that. So is there a summary? And do I even want that? I don't know. Maybe I don't even want that because it may give me a headache looking at it. But at this point, if I look at this here, and if, for example, we know that this was delayed, I just move it over here and it automatically updates the board. So it's really amazing. And then you see when it's got a line through it, yeah, we did that. So, you know, when I get back, that's Friday, this project for Saturday the 17th, and I just click the calendar and I go back and I see, well, I know where that is, right?
These are all the
So,
listings that are being prepped right now by your contractors?
I'm sorry, didn't hear
These are
that?
all the listings that you have coming up that are being prepped by contractors?
Yeah, well, this is a construction company, for example. I mean, it's just that
It's not
I'm-
a listing.
this has nothing to do with
These
listings.
are your listings that are being prepped. Okay.
These are where we're renovating.
But I'm just thinking we could maybe do that for listings that are being prepped.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely.
Absolutely.
You are, again, limited only by your imagination.
Where do you get the power?
I'm going to show you that now,
So
because,
just to clarify now, the calendar only show construction-related
No, no.
items, right?
you can use it for anything. I'm using this as an example. It's on any board, right? So let's go now,
But
and
what I mean is when you click calendar under this, it only shows the schedule in.
for
For
this
that board.
particular, for this board.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
when, okay.
So this, by the way, we're happy to welcome Ria from Agent Locator. She's joining us for the rest of the time, so everybody say hi. We'll get to know her later. So again, just to answer David, let me start from the beginning. What I'm going to do, even though most of you are pros at Trello, for those of you not, I'm going to create a board, just like to play with it,
Just start.
and show you how we do things. But let's just answer the questions firstly. Let's go back to power-ups. So anything that you go with Trello, trello.com/help, trello.com power-ups. That's how you get to stuff. Took me a while to figure that out because they don't really have an intuitive help me, but they've got everything. You just have to know where to find it. So if I just go to power-ups right now, just to show you what they have. So these are power-ups for Trello. These are the featured ones. Now, I went right away and I took calendar. And all you do is you click add. But in the free version, you're only allowed one power-up per board. If you go to gold, you're allowed up to 3. If you go to the business version, it's unlimited. David?
I'm on the Trello main page here, where do I find power-ups?
No, you have to go to trello.com/power-ups. But just to show you how many power-ups there are, on the list here are all of the categories. So if we go to sales and support, for example, it shows you who you can connect with. So if you look from Cloud Lab, Freshdesk, I don't know if any of these, Twitter, Zendesk, Zoedesk, these are all to do, and Salesforce, which is the world's largest CRM platform. Some realtors use it, it ties into that. And so if you wanted to go to marketing and social media, there's MailChimp, Mark. And actually I have to talk to my guys because they don't yet link with MailerLite, which I think is the most powerful. But it's Evernote, SurveyMonkey, Twitter. No matter where you go, automation. Now a lot of this automation is to do with engineering and so on, but they've got Slack. Slack is another, it's so difficult to explain Slack, I'm just trying to understand it myself, but it's a connectivity app. It basically tries to bring your whole world into one place. If you're on social media and email and telephone and you use Slack as the engine. So Slack works with Trello. So if you can understand it, if Trello works with Slack, that's state of the art. That's where things are.
That's slick.
Very slick. And then there's Zapier, which of course Mark knows and a few others know. Zapier is a kind of what if then what application. So it's amazing too if you can get to understand it and implement it. And maybe we need to have that session when Mark will come and teach us how to use Zapier. So it's unlimited. The other thing that I really like, and let's go back to the home, is for me, this is really important for leads. Oops. I don't remember where the heck maybe it's under board utilities. Yes, a lot of great things under board utilities. Card aging, when you get so many cards, it'll automatically put them into order and a bunch of other things. But let me see, custom fields is amazing. Because on custom fields, you can now, so I've got my leads, they come in as a suspect,
I like that.
right? But I don't want to have to go and look up their phone number and their email. I can just put it in over there so that when we're doing follow-up and I've got my trusty sidekick who's going to make the calls, then he doesn't have to go elsewhere. The numbers are there, and then I'll show you how we move the board along from suspect to client to whatever. It's just Joe's old timeline. Yes?
Number stats? Like, does that actually do stats? That's exciting.
I haven't even looked into that one.
Calm down.
Because I know that you can also export from Trello into Excel. I don't remember if you can import into it, but I know you can export. So when I started to touch from the paid service, it opened like a whole new world.
Wow.
But the two most important things for me, which is why I upgraded to gold, and I haven't actually upgraded to gold. Here's the trick. Who here does not have a Trello account? Okay, so if I send you an invite, right, or you can do it yourself, they will give me 1 month free as long as you activate of gold. So I'm sitting on, I have my son, my wife, and a friend. I've got 3 months of gold right now, but I was just doing it for fun to play with it. But I'm probably going to upgrade to the business as soon as I've got my board, because I want unlimited power-ups. And when you see the time saver, it's incredible. And if you buy it up front, I think they give you like a 10% discount. So $10 a month. Yeah, that's US, remind you. That's a zillion in Canadian.
I know, right?
She's doing the right thing.
I have a quick question. So I'm in my Trello and I can't find the power up. So when I go to Trello.com, automatically takes me to my board.
No, Trello.com/powerups. You don't go into your account. And once you have to be logged in on another window, and then you just add it, right? So let's go back to my Trello, and I'm going to go to my boards, go to the timeline. So you will see here, so the way we had this set up, and we're thinking of making a change, is, oops, sorry, I'm on the wrong mouse today, is right now there's no suspect list in here. These are leads. And the leads are categorized by the labels. So if you go to, where am I? Let's just take this one here, labels. You'll see here are the labels. And so you have green as a referral, because that was always Joe's Go Green. By a potential client, I just use as many colors as I can. And then, if I have a shared prospect, make whatever label you want. So when you have a check mark, you can add the label or not. So this one is the source. We're tracking how many leads we're getting from our agent-located lead generation site. That's Toronto Market Watch. So automatically we know where that lead came from. But you don't get onto this Trello unless we've had a dialogue with you and we think we're going to get you in for a meeting or an online meeting. Once we have had a dialogue with you and you're half alive, meaning you've got some money and so on, then you're going to move along the timeline. So, and I will come back, we will create this. So the labels are a great identifier. Why we have these stripes here is disable, colorblind, friendly. I don't know why I put that on, because it's very distracting. I think I'm going to take it off. So if you put this on, it gives you like stripes, so people who are colorblind can figure out what it looks like. I'll just take that off here.
Zan,
Yes?
I just noticed under file manager, for those that use virtual boxes, like Google Drive, Dropbox, OneBox, if you have the business version, you tie into your Drive directly from this.
Yes, exactly. But you can do that with one power-up. You don't, in the biz, you can do it.
You can do it for the free.
Remember, you only,
Use your free power
in the free version, you only get one power-up, and in the gold version, you need 3. I believe you need 2 minimum. One is calendar, and one is the fields, the fields that you can put in name and phone number and email. Yeah.
And is that power up per board or?
Per board.
So if you've got calendar for one board, that's using one power up?
But it's only for that board.
Right, so if you use it on another board, that would be 2 power ups?
No,
No, okay.
it's,
Calendar.
so let's go back to the boards
Is a
here.
power up.
Okay.
So you can use it on as many boards as you want, but that's your one power up.
It's not per board. That's the secret. It's not per board. It's just one power up across the board.
One power up.
Across the board.
Right. So on this board, I want calendar. So I can use that on any board. right? And I think is that what you're meaning, Zan? That it's, so you
If-
can't have calendar and
I can have.
calendar on one board and then a different power
Yes.
up on a different
Yeah.
board for
Or
the
no,
free
you can
version?
you can have calendar on every single board, but only one power up per board. So let's just try and show you what a board
That's
is.
still confusing.
No,
What does that mean?
because you don't understand what a board is. That's
No, I do, and I'm
no,
still
no, you do.
confused.
No, no.
So,
Stop putting it in.
Okay.
What they're asking is
Um,
that you have calendar on one board and then have
They can't.
Yes.
Dropbox on a different board.
Yes, absolutely.
And then count as one, it's
Yeah.
only one per board.
Every board, you see these boards?
yeah,
Each board is entitled to one power up for the free version.
okay.
So you can have calendar on one, name on another, Zapier on
But
the
is there
other.
a limit on power-ups?
Yes.
There's a limit.
For the free.
One power up per board for the free
Well,
version.
that's what I'm saying, if
Yeah.
you have 10 more, you get 10 customers.
Yeah, but the thing is, I need the calendar on all of them because virtually every board has got a timeline.
I
Yeah,
was just asking.
right. So, but for the gold at $5 a month, you get 3 power-ups, and you can manage on 3 power-ups. I mean, look,
What was the second one you said was a must-have?
the name, the labels. Shall we go back here?
Labels? We already had labels.
Custom fields.
Custom fields.
Oh,
Custom
custom
fields.
fields.
It's called custom fields. I mean, there's even Giphy, where you can share little GIFs if you want moving characters on your. So there's just, it's unlimited as to what you, Trello Tree View. There was another one, I'm curious to know what that is. So I will add it to a board as soon as I get another board to play with, and we could actually even play with it now. So my point is, we've only touched the surface on the free version, right? And depending on how automated and paperless you want to get, huge opportunity. So let's go back to the board and let's just remind everybody how you create a board. So there are boards, cards, and lists, essentially. These are the boards, which are the categories. So for example, I have Get It Done. It was from one of our invitationals. It was last
It
year.
was last year this time.
Yeah.
Get her
It's
done.
my to-do list, basically. And so you go to the to-do list, and then those were now these are cards. These are all cards over here. And so what I'm starting to move over to, which I discovered, is it's do it now, doing, and done. And let's say we had this project over here, which was get it done, and all of a sudden it's done, it goes over there. That's how you move things around. It's
And
one
you
of
could
the
change
ways.
your sticker. Why don't you change your sticker?
Yeah, except that, yeah, I could.
Show how you change your stickers.
Oh, your stickers?
No,
Who else
the ones
stickers?
that don't know how to do it.
Yeah. Who else wants
Glasses.
to see stickers?
You know what stickers are? They're these little characters, and I always forget how to get to them. You got to go to the menu somewhere. Wait a minute, it's over.
Up top right, you just gotta move it over so you can see the drop down little
It
menu.
plays funny things when I'm sharing the screen. I can't.
Yeah,
Oh, there it is. Show menu.
yeah, and there's stickers. Look
Now-
at those great stickers.
And with the free version, you only get the top. When you go to gold, you get the taco pack and Pete the computer.
And you can make your own.
And I could make my own custom sticker. There's another whole reason to go gold.
I love sitting in a sidecar.
And the way you put stickers are, it's very simple. This should be for my mom. That's her care. I just stick the heart over there,
Yeah.
and then you can edit the heart. You can actually change you can move it. You can.
way too much time on your hands.
He's doing it all for
Really
you.
helpful.
He's doing it all for you.
Don't you think this kind of stuff will help when you're trying to organize? No,
Okay.
well, just to put the stickers up.
So the stickers are again to make it visually quick to find something, and as are the labels. So again, just going back to that other board, over here. Oops, get rid of the stickers. You can see wherever you see green, they were referrals, right? And that's how they are. And then these are the potentials.
So how many hours have you spent in learning how to do this?
Not enough.
I've probably spent an hour to get to this stage. I watched 3 videos. The first 2 I eliminated after the first minute. And then once I discovered on Trello how to get to the help menus, it's very easy because you saw the power-ups.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, for your hour would be my 10, I'm just gauging here.
No, I'm going to show you now, because if you just follow through. So let's go to the boards, and let's just create a new board. This is how it's done.
Oh, I've done.
Okay, but I'm going to show you some of the nuances here. So let's call this Barb's board.
Great. See, Sheldon, you're not here to blame anyone. It's just me.
Okay, now the background is very starry. So if I want to change the background, I can change it just to make it easier to read, and I can make it very simple. Okay? So you can add up your own photographs when you get to the luxury version as well.
Yeah, so you can put anything in there.
And this way, sometimes when you have your summary of boards and you want to find a particular board quickly, it's there. Like I chose the stars because this is in the star category, right? So now that's the board. Now we want to add a list. Okay? So how's that? Add list.
That's a good list.
Okay? So now within that, this is now my first card. I'm going to
You're on the second one.
go over here. Yeah. Whoops. Yeah.
Cards were between.
Go in here. No, that's not it. Oh, we need a list. So select date. Okay. Oh no, that's the card. So I'm just adding lists in here now. But so now if I want to go in here, this is now the back of the card that we've made. Oh, sorry, of the list we've made. Card, back of the card. I'm going to put the due date, right? So well, let's say we're not going to have time today. Maybe we'll have time tomorrow. So that's the 16th, and that's going to be after we're done here. So it's going to be 1 p.m. Okay, save. Now, because I have
another task, buy racing gloves.
Okay, so, but now rather than do that, let's just go back to this because remember we've created boards. This is the board. The board is Barb's board. The card, the first card we have is test drive the car. But now I want to go back in there and I want to create a list. Oops, I'm in the wrong place. Checklist, yep, checklist. Okay, that's the name of the checklist. And so David says, buy gloves. Add. So now we've got the first list. So what's the next one? Need scarf. Add.
Buy extra insurance.
And
For
some
Carol.
Okay. So now as you go, you can check these off. Okay, we bought the gloves. Now it's checked off, it's marked out. You can also hide the completed items if you want. And every time,
You know what? I never saw that before.
you see how it's amazing
Yeah.
how you learn these things?
That's why.
So to me, sometimes you have a whole long list of things you've done and you can't find
It
the
gets
few,
lost.
just click it and they pop up. Also, we should actually do this first. We can just move this to the top. Right, so you can prioritize your lists. You can add attachments, you can do the due dates, and you can do the labels. Right, so, and for every board you create new labels. Let's just put it red, okay, that's the label. And I can comments.
Bless you.
Okay, now that comment. Now, if I am sharing this with anybody, you can have it that every single notification goes out, and it keeps a track record of every keystroke you've put in. So if you need to check your notes, if you thought you spoke to somebody or you did something, or your assistant said they did something, you can go back and check, no, they didn't do it, or they did it and you forgot, whatever the case is.
Now let's say you want to add Barb to that so she can be part of this board.
Then all I have to do is add members. And I have to go and put in Barb. You have an account, right?
Yeah. You might have to use my real name, Barbara.
Still hasn't found you yet.
Try me just to see if it works. That's weird.
That's
You just
interesting.
take a copy.
Let's see.
Are you online?
Oh, there.
Oh, yeah. Show other team members.
Oh, you have to add them to the board.
Oh, no,
first.
it's because,
Sorry,
yeah.
we're in the wrong spot.
Yeah, I'm in the wrong spot because
Yeah.
this is, you're in my Fine Life team. So if I add you to that board, you're going to get all of our dribble. So you don't want to do that.
No.
So there are some nuances and steps that you kind of forget if you don't use it often enough. That's the trickiest part, is inviting members. But once you do have the members invited, they're at the top. And this is my trusty assistant who still hasn't, not assistant, my team guy, he still hasn't accepted the invitation. He doesn't understand why he's not getting the Trello. So I have a session booked with him. And, yes,
So if you invite someone like that,
yeah.
do they have the ability to change what's in it?
Only if you give them permission.
So it's
Yes.
either yes or no?
That's why I want you to do one.
And when you get to the business section, you get far more control. Because in the business section, and it's one of the other trainings I looked at, is people do this with their clients. So to the point of Melody Ann and Dale, is that they don't share with their clients. But in the business section, you can share certain things with your clients. Like if it's the marketing, I'm going to share that with them, right? But if it's all the other stuff in the comments, like, oh, clown wouldn't reduce the price, I'm not going to share with them, right?
That would be a bitch if you put down the wrong one.
Yeah, well, you got to be careful with that. That's why I got to think that through. But I don't normally have
And
those.
you then, if you had Trello Basic and you purchased Gold, could you take, would it automatically auto-populate? The Trello would just upgrade itself and you wouldn't have to move anything, right? It would just, your Trello Basic would now convert to Trello Gold.
It does, yeah, it doesn't convert anything, it just adds features. So you
Okay,
have
so
the
you
basic.
don't have to worry about deleting that, starting.
It's like you've built the first floor is free.
Okay.
Second floor is gold. Third floor, that's it.
And I just wanted to know if you had.
No, you just add to it.
And one quick question. Once you create those checklists, can you populate them on each new car so that you've got 10 listings?
You can duplicate them, yes, that's the whole thing. That's why I would like to have Dale and Melody
I
Ann's
think we all would like to have.
templates, because we can just copy them. We can work ours and then share them back. So our goal, Laura and I discussed this, we want to create the star group of templates. And everybody will put theirs up, and you will get to choose whoever you want. The only rule is, if you take somebody's and you change it, and you think you make it better for you, you have to share it back.
Yeah.
Because, hey, that's how we grow. That's been the essence of Star. So that's what we're looking to do.
Okay, so I just invited you to a board.
So I should have an invite here somewhere.
It usually comes up in your,
Email.
your right.
Should be here.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Star templates, right? There it is.
Let me invite Mark.
Added you to Star templates.
Yeah, so this is what I just literally started before we came here because I knew we were going to talk about this. So what I've done so far is on the left, Star Trello templates, and then the next one is Star documents, to-dos, contracts. If you could open up the Star documents, to-dos, and contracts. So what I've done is I started with Mark's assistant contract, training, plan, confidential, the stuff that you sent me. So once I invite all of you to this board, you'll just be able to go in, copy it, and go put it in your own board or do what you
So
need
this
to
is
do.
taking place in Facebook, correct?
Basically, yeah. I mean, Facebook is a nice way to interact with each other.
But people don't interact.
No, but I think, I just wanted to know that.
There's going to be people that don't use Facebook, and there's going to be people that don't use Trello. So we're still going to have to keep, this is where we're going to keep our stuff. It's much easier to find this and organize this than it is to go on Facebook and go, where's that stuff that Mark said about the assistant?
Search the file that's hard.
Yeah,
And the thing
so
is-
the better we get at organizing our topics
It's a
and,
good idea, I just wanted to know that now I don't have to go there, I can go here.
yeah, so like Mark did all that, she sent it all to us. And she hasn't sent it all of us, she sent it to, I think, a couple of us, right? So rather than send it to everybody, I thought I'd do it this way and see who wants to join and who wants to do it.
And-
This
and
way you go
again-
get the stuff that you
Yeah,
want.
but the rule is that, and then you have to be respectful. Firstly, all of this information is private to Star. You don't dare share it with anybody else. And if you do take something and you make amendments or improve or whatever, you have to put it back. And, you know, just label it, you know, this was Mark's list, Zan did this, you know, Mark, Zan, and then the next person, Ivan, whoever, just adds to it. You'll also notice at the top, eventually we're going to have all of your faces up here, right? Because that's who's part of the group. And I've got the little gold crown because I'm a gold member. So if you, I don't know what they do for business, probably has B for Bob on it or something.
Question, Sam. When the documents are in on the board, is it possible for us to move them, or can we only copy them?
That's what we have to decide with. You can't actually get access to them. There's a limited amount of memory on a basic free Trello. That's where you need the link to Dropbox. And I'm not sure, I haven't made that connection yet as to how you access them, whether you need the business or whether you can do it on Go. That I'm still working on. You see, this was, I thought I was okay at Trello. I thought I was reasonably good. And then I thought, well, how do they survive if nobody's paying? So I thought, well, let's go see what happens